Local government Suleiman Jaffo has announced 5 new combinations for students joining Form 5 this year with the aim of addressing the problem of lack of experts in the country. Among the new combinations include Kiswahili, French and Chinese language subjects KFC.
Imeanzisha taasisi mpya 5 ambazo ni physics, mathematics and computer science.
5 have been added: physics, mathematics and computer science. This combination was not there previously. So on this combination, this year we shall start with 2 schools, one in Dodoma and the other in Mbeya. The one in Mbeya will be special for boys and the one in Dodoma will be for girls. There is another one for Kiswahili, French and Chinese, which was not there before. Another combination will be for Kiswahili, English and Chinese. There will be also one for physical education, biology and fine art. This is also new, as well as one for physical education, geography and economics.
Watengeneza watu wetu kwa katika lugha. Kwa hiyo mwanzo watu walikuwa wanakosa fursa hizo. Kwa hiyo tunatengeneza foundation nzuri katika lugha mbalimbali nchini mwetu kuanzia mwaka huu.
Zanzibar Electoral Commission has announced Omar Faki Ahmad as the appointed representative of Pandani constituency on the ACT Wazalendo party ticket after defending 9 other candidates from various political parties with 2,361 votes. The election was held following the death of Pandani representative Abu Bakar Khamis Bakar. Omar Fatiki Hamadi from ACT Wazalendo Party got 2,361 votes, which is equivalent to 62.5%. From those results and responsibilities I have under the Election Act of 2018, Section 4, I announce Omar Fatiki Hamadi as representative of Pandani constituency. I thank God I voted without any chaos. I could say it is a free and fair election. The voting exercise went smooth. Everything was well organized. It is a by-election and the polls will be closed by 4 p.m. Residents of Dar es Salaam have given their views on the 2019-2020 reports of the Controller and Auditor General and Prevention of Combating of Corruption Bureau PCCB handed over on Sunday to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Among issues on the CAG report was embezzlement of 3.6 billion shillings by Tanzania Ports Authority and a loss of 60 billion shillings incurred by Air Tanzania Company Limited.
Tumekuwa tukizoea tukisema kwamba uwajibikaji wa viongozi kila siku, bwana viongozi wajibikeni hivi na hivi, lakini still
we must start at the grassroots. In an institution there is a leader at the top who leads those below him. So if he wavers, then those at the bottom will do also the same.
Tuzo kwenye shirika letu la ndege na bandari.
This is not the first time it is happening, because in the past members of parliament had a discussion about our airline cooperation and that it was running at a loss. Steps must be taken to control those people because they are doing so intentionally. How can someone not be patriotic when he is in leadership?
The revolutionary government of Zanzibar has directed 5 horses which were brought into the Isles be returned to Kenya as the importer did not have a permit from the livestock department.
Ni kweli kuna farasi watano wameingizwa hapa Zanzibar kinyume na utaratibu.
There are 5 horses that have entered the country against rules and regulations, but according to our laws they are not allowed to come out of the vehicle.
Tokezea kwa farasi hao kwamba huyo mtu hakuja kabisa ofisi.
What is surprising is that the horses came from Nairobi and have been to a lot of places. So why is it that he did not apply for a permit in Zanzibar?
Lakini sina pingamizi.
Because it is the law, then I have no choice but to return the horses so that I bring them in according to the procedures as instructed.
Some leaders from political parties and residents in Handeni district, Tanga region, have commended measures which have started to be taken by President Samia Suluhu Hassan on embezzlement of funds at the port of Dar es Salaam. They also commended action taken by the district commissioner to suspend new livestock levies.
Hususan wananchi.
Residents and CCM party members of Handeni have received measures that Her Excellency Honorable President Samia Suluhu Hassan has shown. Report of Controller and Auditor General CAG, we have seen that in our country, collection of revenues efforts are the ones taking Tanzania to the next level.
Kwanza mimi niseme tutamuunga mkono katika hila hali kwa sababu ndiye rais.
As Tanzanians, we are ready to support our new president, but I am advising her to continue where President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli has left, or even perform better, because through the leadership of Dr. John Magufuli, we have benefited a lot.
Sasa kama ataendeleza pale itakuwa vizuri au ataongeza zaidi ya pale.
The revolutionary government of Zanzibar has directed 5 horses which were brought into the Isles be returned to Kenya as importer and did not have a permit from the livestock department. Now, moving on, the third meeting of the 12th Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania is expected to start on Tuesday to debate budgets of various ministries, including that of the central government for the 2021-2020 financial year. This is the first budget parliament after the October 2020 general election.
I
am excited to hear the agendas, especially on more developments in health sector, education, infrastructure, electricity, water. There are a lot of things that are anticipated from the budget. Moreover, I know that we shall begin with sorrow from the loss of our dear president. He was the pioneer of our developments. However, we believe that new President Samia Suluhu Hassan will bring more or even better changes in the country.
Kwamba tutakuwa na bunge ambalo litakuwa bunge lenye mashiko, lakini bunge hili
this time parliament sessions will be hot because there are still some challenges that needs to be addressed. Our previous budgets have not yet fulfilled all our needs and expectations. What we want to ensure is that allocation of funds must reach not less than 80% of the budget set in all the sectors so that we will be able to address challenges facing the country.
Sasa mimi naamini serikali itakuwa na vipaumbele kwenye wizara ambazo wanaona hizi.
I believe that the government will have priorities on ministries that reach direct to people's lives. It is a challenge to the Ministry of Finance to ensure that other ministries receive funds on time to serve the people.
Tutakuja kugombana ndani hapa, tutaonana wabaya bure kwa sababu mimi nipo kwa ajili ya wananchi.
Tanzania Culture Research Institute, TARI, at Atumbi Center in Tabora region have created new maize seed types which have the capacity to increase yields from 8 bags per hectare to 60 bags, developments which aim to benefit farmers and the nation as a whole.
The difference between the new seeds and the type that our grandfathers used is on productivity. The old type of seeds produces a low yield.
The
old seeds did not produce a good harvest and the produce weighs less. There are 3 different types of seeds which are highly effective in producing a high yield compared to the indigenous seeds.
ambazo zinaita za chavua huru ambayo ni T104 na T105.
Envoys representing the United Republic of Tanzania abroad have been directed to participate and look for opportunities which will enable various locally manufactured products get access to reliable markets in the countries where they are posted. The directive was given by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and East Africa Cooperation, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi. And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. News. 3 terrorists, 2 soldiers and a policeman were killed overnight when 2 security positions came under attack on Ivory Coast border with Burkina Faso, the army said on Monday. The statement said the first attack in Kafolo was carried out by about 60 heavily armed terrorists coming from Burkina Faso, and that 4 members of the security forces had been injured and 4 assailants were detained. No official statements have been issued regarding the attack on Kafolo military outpost, which suffered a deadly attack last June. The ban restricting citizens from entering and leaving Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos, Kajiado and Nakuru counties in Kenya have been most affected by the coronavirus issued by President Uhuru Kenyatta has started to be implemented. Police officers have been posted at various checkpoints on the counties to ensure the ban is followed.
Na kafyu inapoanza upatikane kwako. Na kwa wale ambao wanajaribu kupenyeza kupitia zile panya routes, tumeshaweka askari wengine hata kwa miguu, wengine hata kwa pikipiki. Kwa hivyo patrols ni nyingi, kando na hizi roadblocks 10 tutaweka patrols. Kama unajua wewe hufanyi essential services na usafirishi chakula ama vitu ambavyo ni vya muhimu, tafadhali usije kutujaribu. Na bodaboda yote tutakayopata ya kwamba anasafirisha watu kupitia kwa panya routes, license yake tutachukua na hata wahi kuendesha bodaboda tena.
Thousands of survivors of coordinated attacks in northern Mozambique's Palma town have arrived in the provincial capital Pemba on boats. Rebel fighters raided Palma last week, a town of approximately 75,000 in the province of Cabo Delgado that is home to a multi-billion-dollar gas project being built by France's Total and other energy companies. International aid agency sources said between 6,000 and 10,000 people are waiting to be evacuated to safety following the raid on Palma that began last Wednesday. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. Total value of the market at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange grew from 263 billion shillings to 15,320.68 billion shillings at the end of February and increased to 15,584.71 billion shillings on March 26th this year.
Hili linatokana na maongezeko ya bei kwenye kampuni ya DSE na kampuni ya CRDB.
These are results of sales made at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, where there were increase of share prices of DSE and CRDB Bank. Jalto prices went down, but due to it being a small company, its impacts were minimal. Tanga cement prices also dropped, but due to the scale of the company, its impacts were obvious. Treasury bonds increased to 13.5 trillion shillings.
Kwenye upande wa hatifungani, ukubwa wa soko la hatifungani liliongezeka hadi kufikia shilingi trilioni 13.5.
Farmers from Ikokoto, Masukanzi and Image villages in Kilolo district, Iringa region have called on the government and financial institutions to issue affordable loans so as to enable farmers engage in modern and productive farming. We are grateful for education that we received from Farm for the Future. We are calling on such initiatives to be ongoing for the benefit of the agriculture sector in the country. Most of the times, farmers do cultivate larger farm areas with minimal yields in the end because of lack of knowledge on proper farming methods and skills and agriculture inputs. That is why we are here to advise them on proper ways of profitable agriculture skills.
Au heka moja akaidumia vizuri kwa kutumia pembejeo vizuri na kiwango kinachohitajika akavuna kwa wingi.
And the price of potatoes at Mabibo Market, Dar es Salaam has gone down from 80,000 shillings a sack to 35,000 shillings a sack, a situation that has been contributed by harvest season in various parts of the country.
Shuka kwa bei ni kufuatana na kipindi hiki ni kipindi cha mavuno kama nilivyokuambia.
When it is harvesting season, prices go down. At the beginning of the year, one sack of potatoes reached up to 80,000 shillings, but because of scarcity of the crop.
Kama unavyoona magari ni mengi, viazi ni vingi.
Tunafanya biashara zetu za viazi, lakini biashara hii
right now, business environment is difficult because farmers from different areas have harvested their potatoes and all are in scramble for markets.
Wanunuzi wanakuwa wachache, viazi vinakuwa ni vingi.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. They're trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. They're trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters.
Position, Marquinhos, he did lose to Lent.
In sports news, Yanga SC interim coach Juma Mambusi has revealed he challenged Carlos Carlinhos to show the fans what he is made of since the Tanzania Mainland League resumes. Here's more.
The Angolan midfielder is currently with his national team in the ongoing international break. At Wananchi, the 26-year-old has struggled for consistency and suffered regular injuries. However, the tactician believes the player has what it takes to make an impact at the 27-time league champions. Mwambusi was appointed Timu Wananchi coach on an interim basis after his predecessor Cedric Kaze was sacked. The veteran coach concedes it is tough to ensure his charges deliver consistently as a unit, but the signs are positive.
Rwanda defender Patrick Sibomana has finally taken mainland Premier League giants Yanga SC to world governing body FIFA over money they reportedly owe him since he left the club.
The 24-year-old was among 14 players released by the Jangwani Giants at the end of the 2019-2020 campaign, and he later returned home to sign for Police FC, but he was already owed $4,000 in accrued salaries and part of his sign-on fee. The two parties have been in contact to find a solution, with the player giving them time until March, but Yanga did not fulfill their promise of paying him. Sibomana has confirmed his decision to move to FIFA and also stated the world body has promised to serve justice in the next 3 months.
Arsenal are keeping tabs on Nabil Fekir as a possible alternative to Martin Odegaard this summer. Here's more on the story.
The Gunners have been long-term admirers of the France international and were interested in him before he moved from Lyon to Real Betis in 2019. Fekir has spent the past 2 years in Spain and remains on the radar of Arsenal, who will be looking to bring in another attacking midfielder in the summer. Arsenal's primary focus at the end of the season will be to try and find a way to keeping Odegaard, who is due to go back to Real Madrid once his loan deal expires. The North London club do not have a clause in the deal which would allow them to make the Norway international's move but permanent, but have agreed with Madrid to discuss the situation in the summer.
England Gareth Southgate believes Mason Mount is only now getting the credit he deserves because Thomas Tuchel now manages him at Chelsea and not Frank Lampard.
Southgate is a huge admirer of the 22-year-old and named him in his starting 11 for the 7th straight game for Sunday's World Cup qualifier against Albania, with the midfielder scoring England's second goal in a 2-0 win. However, his and Lampard's loyalty to the player has been questioned in some quarters, something Southgate believes has only changed following the switch of manager at Stamford Bridge. After managing Mount at Derby and then Chelsea, Lampard was accused of favoritism when he continued to pick the midfield in his side. Those accusations followed Mount to the international level, despite scoring 4 goals in 15 international appearances.
And France boss Didier Deschamps praised the form of Manchester United forward Anthony Martial after a 2-0 win away in Kazakhstan. Here's more on the story.
Own goal just before the break, getting the first win of the qualifying campaign after being held to a 1-1 draw by Ukraine in their opener. Martial was one of several players drafted into the starting 11, although he was forced off injured early in the second half. Speaking in the press conference after the game, Deschamps addressed the form of both Martial and Dembele, saying they did some interesting things.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
These Pure Records.
Bye bye, Magufuli, bye bye, Shujaa, bye bye, tutaonana paradiso.
Nenda Shujaa,
bye bye, Magufuli, bye bye, Shujaa, bye bye, tutaonana paradiso.
Asubuhi na mapema namka kitandani napata taarifa kwamba hauko tena nasi, ila tutaonana baadaye. Maswali mengi najiuliza, sipati majibu, kwa nini umekwenda? Nenda shujaa, nenda, ila tutaonana baadaye.
Kibinadamu mioyo haitaki kukubali. Shujaa, kama ndoto umeondoka, tutakukumbuka kwa mambo mengi uliyoyafanya. Hapa kazi, ujasiri kumcha Mungu.
Mungu ulilotenda pia ni jema, lakini tumezoea maziwa na asali, ili ni chungu la umiza linachoma. Wewe ndiye uliyemleta kwa nafasi ukamsimamisha. Wewe ndiye uliyemwita, jina lako libarikiwe.
Maendeleo makubwa kwa macho tunaona. Nenda baba, nenda, pumzika kwa amani. Barabara nzuri, stendi za mabasi, masoko ya kisasa. Magufuli, tutakukumbuka. Elimu ya bure kwa watoto wetu. Nashindwa ni